Unfortunately, this kind of forums that I speak, I find that people are more agreeable to speak on what and how the P&L should look like, how the balance sheet should look like. And they speak multiple different jargons of quick commerce, of all data, of blockchains, of AIs, so on and so forth. And they also speak about customer satisfactions and similar. Who are these customers? These customers that they speak does not even contribute to 2% of the entire country. 1.46 billions that we have. We are the highest populated country in the world, even much larger than China at this point of time as I speak. India really don't need fancy jargons. India don't need those kind of retails that we speak in this kind of conferences. Any country can actually grow if they have sustainability on education systems and sustainability on the ecosystem of healthcare. Unfortunately, that's what we are not really looking at. We are speaking about big brands. We are speaking about international brands, how they are leveraging Indian markets. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not the Indian market. That's what we are hoodwinking. That's what is the market, which is a minuscule of the Indian market. As I was saying a while ago during my panel discussion, and as I'm sitting and standing in Bangalore, go and see the interiors of Mysuru, go and see the interiors of Chennapatna, Bidadi, Hoskote. You will understand that whatever retail that we are speaking about, none of them even understand what it is. And that is the reality of the country. Unless each one of us work towards changing that face of retail, it will be a very short-term story that we are unfolding for few brands or companies who would be churning out profits and having a larger EBITDAs and IRRs with a better top lines on a specific segment of cities and specific metros. In that way, the country will never be built. Yes, those brands that have been invited to India from abroad would be built. They would have dollars earning into it, but India would not be built. India can only and only be built if someone really understands how Indian ecosystem works. And this is very, very unfortunate, when we really work in the villages. When we see that common people cannot afford normal chappals, Hawaii chappals, forget about leather chappals. And we are speaking about big brands. I think these forums should be used to actually build a better India and not an instrument of an advertising story to unfold larger caches. These forums of the country should utilize to build those kind of retail genre that would build better country. And that's what I always put forward, and that's what is actually a true retailing, where you don't push or force a consumer to buy more, when you don't incentivize to increase the ticket size, when rather you incentivize to sell the right kind of products that the end consumer really, really needs. When you incentivize to ensure that your consumer gets the best value for money, that's called retailing. However, there are a lot of oxymorons that are going through, and that's not retailing. I urge everyone to understand the actual essence of retailing, and only then this kind of conferences can make sense. Jai Hind.